Opportunity Zones just got a reboot, but they not only got a reboot, they got a makeover in the form of the One Big Beautiful Bill, which not only added some provisions and made some significant changes, but made Opportunity Zones permanent. I got people who all the time are asking me right now, which one's better for me, Sherpa? Should I do 1.0 or 2.0? This video addresses those issues, and I think you're going to walk away and you're going to know which one you should do if you can. I'm Ashley Tyson from OZ Pros. I've helped investors defer over $1 billion in taxes. Opportunity Zones are one of the most powerful tax strategies available. And right now you actually have two different versions. That's two, not one, but two to choose from. Most investors don't realize that OZ 1.0 and 2.0 have different benefits and deadlines. And if you don't understand the difference, you could miss your last shot at one of what I think is the most powerful provisions of the Opportunity Zone program that's really not being talked about. So let's talk about the difference between 1.0. And let's talk about who it's right for. This is for investors with 2024 K1 capital gains still qualified for deferral up until September 1st or September 10th of 2025. Oh, what? What, Sherpa? You mean I could go all the way back to September 1st or January 1st of the previous year? Yes, you can go back to January 1st if it came to you, if that capital gain came to you on a K1. That is situation number one about who needs to use 1.0. That's also going to be available for anybody with a capital gain all the way through to December 31st, 2026. So this is also for somebody that doesn't have the luxury of timing their capital gain. They're selling a business. They need to sell cryptocurrency. They need to sell stock assets. They have something else that happens. They sell that piece of real estate and they don't have the luxury of saying, oh, I want to push this to where it will be eligible for 2.0. This is also applicable for somebody who's better off recognizing the gain before December 31st, 2026. And this is the reason why they might be better off recognizing that gain. Is if you have a substantial gain that's already recognized or will be recognized prior to December 31st, 2026, or you have something that has a large amount of capital gain available to recognize, you may want to do it right now. And this is the reason, is if you take that gain now, you roll it into a qualified opportunity fund, you have the ability to say that if the value of that qualified opportunity fund is less on December 31st, 2026, you either pay taxes on the original gain amount or the value of your QOF investment at the time, whichever is less. So if your investment into the qualified opportunity fund, say you had $1 million gain, you put it into your QOF, but then you're under construction, you have lack of marketability, lack of control, you have the ability to be able to mark that down on paper, even though it's the same $1 million that went into that deal. That's really significant because on valuation discounts, we can sometimes get up to 50%. What? A 50% discount on paying taxes on capital gains? There's nowhere else in the marketplace where that can happen, except for Opportunity Zones within this window. And so that's the play for folks that have flexibility on when they're going to recognize their gain and have flexibility about what they want to put the cash into. That's an unbelievable play that most people aren't talking about. And so smart money who's listening to this video and who's thinking outside the box are going to be really evaluating that ability. The other play is that people ask me all the time. They're like, oh, when's the best time for me to have set my qualified opportunity fund up? And I go back to the old Chinese proverb. When was the best time to have planted a tree? 30 years ago. When's the second best time to have planted a tree? Right now. When was the best time to have set up a qualified opportunity fund? In 2018, because you would have gotten your 10-year clock started right then. When's the second best time? Right now. Get your clock going because an aged opportunity fund is an incredible asset. It is a vehicle that is going to allow you to take advantage of the step up in basis to fair market value after a 10-year hold. because it's not about how long you hold the actual assets. It's all about when you put your investment in. And so if you want to start a fund, and if you have the ability to start a fund today, you can get that 10-year clock going so that in 2035, every capital asset that is owned downstream from your qualified opportunity fund gets a step up in basis to fair market value. I will explain that to you on a 15-minute call if that's not completely clicking with you where you're like, holy cow, that's unbelievable. If it's not, set a call right now because I'll walk you through exactly how you can use this, especially for anything that has high depreciation and the ability to be able to sell that. That's the reason why an aged qualified opportunity fund is really, really valuable. The final reason why 1.0 really makes sense is that the zones are set right now. We know what the opportunity zones are. They were based on the 2010 census. They also had contiguous tracts designated. And so those zones are some really amazing places. Georgetown, South Carolina is an opportunity zone. I can't believe I keep doing videos on that because I should be buying up all the property in Georgetown, South Carolina. Myrtle Beach, literally the strip on Myrtle Beach is an opportunity zone. There are places around the country that are just like that. It's like, what? This is an opportunity zone? Those tracks are going to go away in Opportunity Zone 2.0. Now, I think that there's going to be some great tracks that get designated, but those ones that have already kind of accreted and they've gone past the income levels, those are not going to be eligible for redesignation. That's the reason why to get into 1.0. Because if you start a project inside of those zones, you're going to be able to continue that project, get grandfathered in, and then you don't care about the redesignation because you've got your projects going. The other key piece is that if you want to do a deal in the Puerto Rican extra tracts that got designated because of the hurricane, you need to act before December 31st, 2026, because those tracts go away. And so if you're interested in doing deals on the water in Puerto Rico, you want to make sure that you get in and you get in prior to December 31st, 2026. Let's talk about the ones that are best candidates for Opportunity Zones 2.0 and why. Hey, if you can't get in, or for whatever reason, you're like, hey, listen, I'm good. I don't want to take advantage of all of those things that you just talked about. OZ 2.0 is going to allow people that have gains after July 1st of 2026 and all the way, continuing on indefinitely because it got made permanent. You have the ability to invest after January 1st, 2027 into the newly designated opportunity zones. And it'll be fascinating to see which ones are from the original ones that get redesignated, what new ones come into the mix. And that becomes an opportunity for folks to be able to weigh in with their governor's offices, to be able to have influence and impact upon which ones actually get designated. And you can take your cash and put it into the newly designated zones after January 1st, 2027. This is also going to allow for a complete 5-year window on the deferral. So no longer is it attached to a definite date. So this deadline of December 31st, 2026 goes away. And so the valuation discount might be a little bit less because in 5 years, let's face it, if you're worth less then you got a problem and you needed the valuation discount. It's not just the paper valuation discount. So the good thing is that you get 5 years. The bad thing is that you're not going to probably get that valuation discount that you're going to get in December 31st, 2026. Third, going to have the ability to get into, the 2.0 tracks, right, that are going to get designated and to have impact feedback and to be able to potentially work with your governor's offices, your state and local economic development folks in order to influence where those tracks get designated. So get in the game right now of giving impact and giving input to your governor's offices about which tracks you think should be designated in 2.0. And this is kind of the final piece, is that for rural qualified opportunity funds, you're going to get, in addition to that 10% reduction after you've held for 5 years, you're going to actually get an extra 20%. So rural qualified opportunity funds are eligible for a 30% reduction in the taxes that they're going to pay if you're investing into 90% rural assets. Rural is designated as not having a city of more than 50,000 people or being contiguous to a city of more than 50,000 people. And so we're really excited about the extension, but people ask me this all the time, and they're asking me about, hey, should we just wait until 2.0 kicks in? And my answer to them is the Chinese proverb: don't wait. Do this now. Get your opportunity fund started, get it going, get it capitalized so you get that 10-year clock going, and you can take advantage of all of the things that I set out in Opportunity Zone 1.0. Then you're going to be well positioned to then go into 2.0 and get all the benefits associated with that from here to eternity. One of the great things about 2.0 is that it's now no longer tied to a back-end date of December 31st, 2047. It's a rolling 30-year window. So a lot of times people are like, oh, you mean I have to hold this investment for 10 years? Holy cow, this is a tax-free investment. It's growing tax-free. The smart money's saying, how long do I get to hold this? And under 2.0, you get to hold it for 30 years after you make the investment. That's a great way to build generational wealth. So if you want to know which Opportunity Zone strategy is right for you, tap the link below and book a free 15-minute call with our team. You get a quick review of your capital gains or tax exposure, a clear yes or no on whether OZs make sense for you. And it's very rare that we find somebody where it doesn't make sense. Just a little bit of a cheat, spoiler alert. It usually makes sense for almost everybody, but we're going to give you expert guidance on your next best steps and how you can take advantage of the most powerfully legislatively created tax incentive ever. I'm OZ Sherpa Ashley Tyson, looking forward to helping you on your journey into tax-free generational wealth. Cheers.